Hi everyone, and welcome to the premiere stream of Chessbots on YouTube. I've been doing a lot of streaming on Twitch lately, so make sure you go and check out my channel over there, Kabibble Kids. It's Kabibble, Kabibble Kids, and let's get started. So today we're going to be playing the Chess.com robot, Sven. Sven is an 1100 rated robot. Let me just get the game loaded up. Okay, my whole thing is frozen right now. So we are going to, this is a game I played beforehand that we're going to analyze. So I open with e4, and let's see what he responds with. Okay, so this video is for, okay, yeah. This video is for kids with a rating anywhere between 1,000 and 500, or 500 to 1,000. So if you're a kid, you are in the right place. If you're a parent, bring your kids over. They're going to like this video, and it's going to be pretty instructive. So I'm going to play knight f3 here, just kind of developing my pieces. Let's see what he does. Okay, pawn to d5. So this is the French defense, the knight variation. Common opening. And then I'm going to play knight c3. So let's see what he does. Okay, d4. Very aggressive. So he's just already just coming right in there and attacking my knight. This is kind of surprising. So I, of course, have to move this. Let's go knight e2. So I'm double attacking this pawn now. And with my two knights, sorry, my arrows, with my two knights here and here. And let's see what he does. Okay, pawn to c5. So, of course, he protects that logical move. And let's play c3 here, attacking the pawn again. You can see here that we have this pawn attacked 3 times with my two knights and my pawn, and he only has it protected twice with his pawn and his queen. So I should win this trade if he doesn't protect it with something else. Okay, he brings his knight out. So he's developing his piece, but also attacking my center pawn. So this move makes sense to me. Let's take this pawn and just get it out of there, because I will win this trade. Because, like I said, I have 3 attackers and he only has 2 defenders. So normally you want to have it defended more than it's being attacked in order to have a safe position. Okay, knight takes pawn in the center, and I'm going to take this again. So, maybe now that I look at it, a better move for me would have been knight c3. Attacking this knight before I took this pawn. So let's go. So let's see what he does. Okay, bishop takes. And let's go d4 and attack that thing. So I'm just trying to make some space here, because what I didn't mention was my opening is pretty bad. Like, I don't have space. This light squared bishop is like the worst bishop in the world. And I was on the defensive from the very beginning, which is not a place you want to be, especially with the white pieces. Normally, black is the one playing defense in that case, but he just came out really aggressive, and my opening has been pretty bad so far. So I'm just trying to finally make space, catch up, develop my pieces. I'm way behind on my development right now. So Yeah, I have to work on my position a little bit. So let's see what he does. Okay, knight c6. So he's attacking my pawn. We can see that this is attacked by the queen, the knight, the bishop, and it's defended by my knight, and my queen. So we have 3 attackers against 3 defenders. It's risky. So let's play queen d3 here. So I'm just trying to get my queen out, and the reason I didn't take this bishop last move was because he would have come down. Let's pretend my queen was on d2. D1 are still. His queen would have come down, taken my queen, and then I would have been forced to take back with my king, only now I'm not able to castle. He is. My king is a lot weaker, and that's going to be trouble later on. So that's why I didn't do that. I just didn't want my king to be weakened. So I'm going to get that bishop later if I can get the opportunity, but I'm not going to take it right now. I'm just going to move my queen to d3. And okay, so he does castle. That makes sense. Just getting your king to safety. That's always a good option when you think, I don't really have anything to do. But this is also kind of strange because I get a free knight, which I don't really understand. He just castled and neglected his knight there. Normally, you would logically move your knight out of the way, but Sven didn't do that here for some reason. So, bishop moves back to e7. And now let's play bishop e3. Just try to get my pieces developed. That also, this move also opens the option for my king to castle queenside, even though that doesn't look very good with these open files. I might still do that anyway, because it'll take some extra time castling kingside, and I want to get my king out of the center, because this position is very dangerous right now. We got a bishop ready to check my king. Queen can also come through to this dark square diagonal. It's very dangerous here, so I want to get this king off of this diagonal and somewhere else on the board. So let's see what he does. Okay, pawn pushes. So he's attacking my queen on e4. So let's move this. I don't really want to go to this side of the board with my queen because, like I said, my king isn't safe. And once you get over to this side of the board, you're kind of committed, and you won't be able to get back to this side in less than like 2 or 3 moves. So I want to keep it close to my king, so I'm going to move it back to c2, just defending these pawns, ready to defend my king if it needs to. And I don't want to go to this side of the board and just leave my king alone. So let's see what he does. Okay, g5. So a pretty good move. I can see what he's trying to do here. He's trying to push this pawn and trap my knight, which I don't want to do. I don't want that to happen. So, but first, I think I'm going to get my king to safety by queenside castling. And then let's see what he does. Okay, knight b4. So he's attacking my queen. So of course I have to move this thing. I'm not going to move it forward here because that would be a fork. This knight could take my pawn on a2, attacking my king and my queen. And that would be called a fork. So basically a fork is when you attack 2 pieces at once with 1 piece. So in that case, that would be a fork, but you can also do 3-way forks. That's two-way forks are probably the most common, and a knight is a very common piece for this fork tactic because it can move in all these different weird L shapes, and it's just kind of weird. So that would be a fork. So I think I'm going to move it queen b3, protecting my a2 pawn and preventing any forks from happening. Forks are just kind of something you'll be able to spot with practice and then eventually play on opponents. So bishop d7. Okay, this is kind of weird. Okay, so I guess what he wants to do is he wants to make space for his rook to come over and check my king here, which would kind of be bad for me or his queen to come over and check me. So that's kind of a dangerous position for my king. But I'm going to attack his knight at a3 first. And because this knight is scaring me too. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't like having a piece this close to my king. So I want to get this thing out of here before it causes trouble. So, okay, this is weird. He just moves his rook over and neglects the fact that his knight is attacked. So, hey, free knight, why not? And let's see. Okay, bishop d6. That's interesting. I'm not really sure what he's going for here. He moved his bishop up one square. And now, maybe later on in the game, I can get my rook in this file and start eating his bishops. So, once that file opens up. So let's take this pawn. I haven't been liking that thing for a while. Like I mentioned earlier in the game, it could easily push, trap this knight. So let's finally get that out of the way. Plus, I'm attacking his queen, so that's also pretty good. So he's probably gonna move it. Let's see what happens. Wait, king h8? Why did he just do that? He just completely neglected the fact that his queen is attacked? What is he doing here? I don't get this. His queen is attacked right now. Why did he just move his king over? Was he like afraid that my really dangerous dark squared bishop was gonna come attack his king? Like, the queen is the bigger threat, and now he's even more now my bishop is attacking his king, could attack his king even more because he's on a dark square diagonal. So it's kind of just weird. But let's take this. Obviously, free queen. I guess not free because you can take back like that. And then let's move my knight to c3 here. So I'm just kind of using this knight at this point as a shield because we have two rooks that are able to come over into this C file and potentially attack my king. So I'm just kind of using this knight as a shield. It's also protected by the queen and the pawn, so this is a pretty safe position. I probably should move my king like out of this diagonal, but I'm gonna see what happens. And so he does move there. Makes sense. So he just pinned my knight to my king, basically. But that was kind of the whole point of that move. Let's push d5. I'm just trying to open this file here. Take this pawn, open this file for my rook. Like I said earlier, there's some bishops that I can attack here. So that's nice. I can maybe get him in kind of a predicament there. Let's see what he does. Pawn h6? Does anybody understand this move? So I think, if I had to guess, what I think he's trying to avoid, now that I look at it, is that when his pawn was back on a7, I could have moved my knight to g5 and then into f7, forking yet again his king and his bishop. So I think that was why he pushed this pawn, to prevent my knight from going to that g5 square. So let's take this pawn, and so now both of his bishops are attacked. This pawn is attacking his bishop, and then this rook is also attacking another bishop. So either way, he's losing a piece. He just has to pick which one he wants to lose at this point. Okay, this is really weird. He doesn't save any of his pieces. He just moves his rook over. Like, what was the point of this rook move? It's not doing anything more on b8 than a8. So I don't really know what the point of this was. But hey, let's take a bishop. I mean, why not? So yeah, okay, so he moves his rook. That makes sense. And I'm not done. Let's take another bishop. Why not? It was still attacked, and now this rook is backing up this pawn, which can promote now at any moment. This rook can come over here, take this pawn. There's a lot of threats to this king. This is a full-on comeback. So if anything, this game is a lesson on how to come back from a losing position. Because you remember that crappy opening I had. Like, my pieces were undeveloped. It was bad. He was coming at me aggressive with pawns, and now I'm plus 20 points with an extra queen. Part of this was, of course, a bunch of endgame blunders from this guy, but there is a certain skill that comes with being able to come back from these losing positions. So let's okay, so he moves his rook over to f8. That's kind of interesting. I'm not really sure what he's doing. He's probably preventing, I think what he's preventing is my queen coming down to f7 and threatening checkmate around here, coming to the back row eventually. So I think that was just kind of a defensive move by him. So I'm going to play a crazy move and promote. So this is an intentional queen sacrifice to distract his rook away, get some pieces off the board, and eventually try to go at a checkmate. So, of course, he's going to take, but now we can take back his rook, putting him in check right there. So, let's see where he moves his king. Okay, king h7, and now we have mate in 1. Can anybody see it? Okay, queen g8, checkmate. This king has nowhere to go. It's trapped on the h file. That is how you come back from a losing position. That is how. I'm plus 24, and I ended up checkmating Sven, coming out of that crappy opening position where he played some aggressive French defense. I mean, look at this compared to, like, this. This is kind of bad, you know? Like, I don't know. This is just not good. So, I hope you enjoyed this first premiere stream of Chessbots on YouTube. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment. And also, give me a follow on my Twitch channel and help support the Kabibble Kids Chess Club. See you next time, and keep playing chess.